Kia ora Rotorua, welcome to your news for Tuesday the 18th of January. I'm Steve Comper, thanks for joining us. Ahead in tonight's bulletin, a fire at Springfield Golf Course, a small earthquake shakes Rotorua, and hundreds of anglers flocking here to fish. Those stories and more just ahead tonight. Well, there's been extensive fire damage to around 9 hectares of scrub at Springfield Golf Course. Reports of the blaze were made at about 3:30 yesterday afternoon. Buildings in the area were evacuated and traffic was redirected as roads were closed. Homes and businesses on Fenton Street and Sophia Street were on fire watch as firefighters tried to get the blaze under control. A helicopter was brought in to douse the flames. And Northern Fire Communications Shift Manager Steve Smith says 4 fire crews were at the scene and a helicopter was brought in as access was difficult. It is not yet known what may have caused the fire yesterday. Well, an earthquake with a magnitude of 2.5 and to the depth of 4 kilometres was felt in Rotorua just before 4 p.m. yesterday. GeoNet reports that the quake was centred within 5 kilometres of Rotorua. Residents in Hillcrest and Linmore have reported a level 5 or strong intensity to the quake. Reports were also made in Rotorua City, around Whakarewarewa and as far out as Owhata. There have been no reports of damage. Well, more Rotorua primary school children are to be offered basic swimming lessons in an effort to prevent drownings. Last year, 6 people drowned in the Bay of Plenty. In New Zealand, last year a total of 86 people drowned, the lowest recorded annual drowning toll since records began in 1980. In the past few weeks, 13 people have drowned nationwide. Rotorua Aquatic Centre manager Colin Elstop says although it was great no one had drowned in Rotorua last year, people should not get complacent and education is certainly the key. Mr Elstop says the Aquatic Centre and Sport Bay of Plenty ran a pilot program last term for 297 children aged 5 to 8 from 5 Rotorua schools. The children were given 10 free swimming lessons each. And by the end of the program, there was an 82% improvement in their ability to swim. Mr Elstop says more children would get the lessons as part of a program this year, but the details at this stage are yet to be finalised. Water Safety New Zealand General Manager Matt Claridge says he was really happy that there were no drownings in Rotorua last year, but people still needed to take care. He says people should always wear life jackets on boats and look for hidden objects before jumping from rocks or jumping from higher areas. Night market shoppers are in for an extra treat this week with the inclusion of a performance by local high school rock band Ward 16. On Thursday, the popular market area is extending from its normal Tutanekai Street block between Haupapa and Pukawatua Streets to include the area outside the Pig and Whistle, allowing a stage and seating area to be set up for a show to launch the group's debut CD. Rotorua District Council Business Partnerships Manager Nick Dallymore says the John Paul College students will perform at the market as a lead-up to their appearance at this weekend's Lakeside 2011 concert. Mr Dallymore says as part of the Wearable Creation show last year, the Rotorua Civic Art Trust introduced live music from selected local youth artists, and Ward 16 was one of those. He says that there was a further opportunity to provide emerging artists with a professional platform to showcase their talent and to show their potential to the music industry. Mr Dallymore says that the event is also about celebrating young artists, local businesses and the talented people that we do have in this community, showing that they can achieve and that achievement is great when we all work together. In your sports news tonight, superb trout fishing is currently being experienced on Lake Rotorua, and according to Fish and Game, hundreds of anglers are flocking here to fish. Fish and Game's Matt Osborne says trout are a cold water fish and don't normally respond well to summer water temperatures. However, Lake Rotorua's unique makeup with cold water inflow streams provides opportunities for fishing people. Rotorua is a shallow lake, so it becomes very hot during summer. Usually too hot for trout, but cold inflows from many of the streams provide a refuge for them to enable fishers or fisher people to target them. Mr. Osborne says it's quite unique, with the only other time trout congregate like this is during winter for spawning. He says that the Awaho and Hamorana stream mouths were the most popular. Fish and Game are also reminding anglers that the high catch rate being experienced was also an excellent opportunity to introduce children to the sport of trout fishing, and that family fishing licences were available. Well, to your weather, Rotorua, for surrounding areas as well overnight tonight. Periods of rain will continue. Chance of some heavy falls. Northerly winds strengthening and a low down to 18 degrees. Tomorrow, Wednesday, the rain should clear. Northerlies easing, a high 24, low 13. And through to Thursday, weather becoming cloudy. Easterly winds, a high 24 and a low down to 12. And if you are boating, catching some of those trout on Lake Rotorua tomorrow, northerlies at 25 knots, changing westerly 20 in the afternoon, and then southeasterly 10 knots at night. Waves up to half a metre tomorrow, poor visibility and rain, sometimes heavy, and that wet stuff should clear around the middle of the day. If you did miss any of tonight's bulletin, don't forget you can view it again. Simply log on to tvrotorua.co.nz. Click on the View Later City News link just there on the right-hand side of the main page. Well, still to come tonight, Councillor Maureen Waka is in to talk about the new tourism committee which has recently been set up. Monty Morrison previews this weekend's Lakeside 2011 concert, and Na Anderson talks about the benefits of Māori massage. City News, that and more, back right after this break.